Then we went into another school, and you know, we did the same thing. And I remember a group of teachers doing this 2-day training, and they kept going, yeah, but give us a technique, give us a technique, give us a technique, give us a technique. And I kind of had to stop the training and say, but there isn't a technique. This isn't, I can't give you a script. There's a whole, it's an attitudinal shift that I'm asking you to make. But give me a scenario and I'll see if I can help you out. So she said, okay, I've got 2 13-year-olds. They've had a fight in the break. They've come back in from break. They're still fighting, and I've got to sort this out, but I have to get in front of a class. So I said, well, what's really interesting is you cannot sort that out. You cannot sort that argument out because your time pressure has taken you out of your tolerances. You won't be able to listen, and you have no idea what went before and the history of this, and no time to find it out. And furthermore, you've never been trained as a mediator. You only have arbitrational skills. So she said, well, what would I do? And I said, well, what I would do in those circumstances is I would look at those 2 girls and I would say, okay, we have a problem and we also have a time pressure. Now, the system requires you to be in class ready to learn in 2 minutes' time, or it will punish you in the following ways. The system requires me to be in front of a class ready to teach in 2 minutes, or it will punish me in the following ways. I'm going to make the choice to be in front of that class ready to teach. I'm happy to talk to you about this later, but you need to make your choice. You see, there's a difference between being the system or being a messenger of the system. And it makes a huge amount of difference because it brings us all to an equal place. Does that make sense? Can you see what I'm saying? There are loads of things, when you're in school, there are loads of things that if it was up to you, you wouldn't do. You wouldn't have the rules like that. You compromise yourself every day around the system. All teaching staff do, all learning mentors do. There are loads of things that you look at and go, well, I wouldn't do it like that if I was running it. It's true. So we're all compromising ourselves every day. I mean, I go into schools, I come in as an outsider and I compromise myself, you know, in order to do the work. But it's like talking about the system isn't a human being. And what happens in professional trainings is we get taught to be the system and use the language as if we are the system. And if you took that to its logical conclusion, you'd look at, what's it called, what the Nazis used? Upsprachen? Yeah, there's a language. Upsprachen? I can't remember. Yeah, that's it. The way it's going to work is if everyone has a voice. And everyone has an equal voice, even if the system doesn't like what it's going to hear. So we came up with something called the Student Voice Project. And what we do is it's been tested in 2 schools now. And what we do is we use needs-based theory to get students to have a voice. And anyone who's interested in it, I'd be really happy to expand on it. So, yeah, sorry, I've gone right. I sort of there was a moment where I was like, it's 10:20, I've only got a few minutes. And then you went, take more time. And I forgot that I had 2 weeks, you know. Anyway, thank you for listening to me. Thank you.